In this video, you will look at vendors and sources for incoming data in your Waypoint software. Here you can set up incoming data vendors, create unique sources for your incoming data to post to, and create posting instructions to give to your publisher or other incoming data sources. Click the Vendors link to add all of your vendors and incoming data partners' company information. To add a new vendor to Waypoint, click the plus sign on the top right side of the blue bar, and a form will pop up to add the vendor's details. Complete the form adding vendor name, address, including street, city, state, and zip code. Add a phone number or two, an email address, contact name, and any notes about the vendor. There is no limit to the number of vendors you can set up in Waypoint software. Click Save Changes. Changes are saved as a new entry. The new entry displays under Vendors. Follow the same steps to add another vendor, or click the Sources tab to create data sources for your vendors to send leads to. Click the Sources tab. Here you can generate your incoming posting instructions and label your data sets. There are many different options to choose from when setting up a new incoming data source. To create a new data source, click the plus sign on the right side of the blue bar and a new form will pop up. From the drop-down box, select the vendor that this source is getting data from, that is EDU. Add source company name EDU Consultants. This is the name of your data set to identify this data source. The source status can be active or suspended. If the status is set to suspend, leads will not post into this source. This is the rate you are paying for the leads posting in. You can leave this entry blank if you're generating your own leads or doing a revenue share with your publisher. If you enter a rate, the system will calculate your gross and net sales once your campaigns are set up. The authentication key is automatically generated by Waypoint when you create the campaign. There will be a unique key generated for every source you create that will be included in the posting specs. You can choose to check for duplicates on incoming data if you enable the dupe checker. You can dupe by source only, globally, or source group. Dupe check time frame allows you to specify how long a lead should be considered a dupe before it's allowed into the system again by the same or another vendor. You can also choose how you want to dedupe your data by using the drop-downs in dupe fields 1 to 3. If you only wish to dupe by one data set, such as phone, simply select the drop-down Phone 1 in dupe field 1 and leave the other two fields blank. Leads per day lets you set a number of leads from a publisher in a 24-hour period. If you set a number and the vendor reaches that many records, the system will reject the leads until the following day. Leave the field blank for unlimited. If you want to cap a vendor after a set amount of data, you can insert a number in the Vendor Max Campaign field. When the number you inserted is reached, the vendor will not be able to post into the system until you increase the cap or set to unlimited. Leaving the field blank is unlimited. In the Vendor Group field, you can create groups of data and assign sources of data to groups. See more detail in Viewing Inventory. If you check Immediate Delivery, any data that comes into this source will go at the beginning of the delivery queue and get delivered first. If you're generating live transfers, you need to post the data at the same time you're delivering the live transfer to your client. If this box is checked, it will bypass any other data in the system and deliver immediately. You can drip email off your incoming data. If you select Newsletter, any lead that comes into this source will get a drip email responded to them to the email that posts in. You can set up a mail template you want to send on your drip, along with your customized mail from name, and subject line. Whatever you insert into these fields will be on the drip email. You can do this dynamically for each new source you set up, so you can send multiple emails with multiple templates at the same time. More information on mailing templates in the Mailing Templates section. When you have successfully set up your source, click the Save Changes button. You will see the source you created in the main sources screen. You are now ready to get the posting specs and send them off to your vendors so they can integrate with you. Notice there are 4 radio buttons on the side of each campaign. Radio Button 1 provides historical performance on number of received leads. Radio Button 2 is the Suspend Enable Source button. If you disable the source, the status will go from active to suspended for the source you suspended. You can easily enable any source that's suspended by clicking the radio button again. Radio Button 3 enables you to edit a source. Click the Edit Radio button if you need to edit the source and go back to the setup page for any reason. Radio Button 4 lets you post instructions for each source you created and send them to your publishers to integrate. Click the radio button and a pop-up screen will appear with the posting instructions for the source. Copy and paste the posting instructions into Notepad. Save them with the name of the source of data you are going to receive and send the instructions to your publisher to integrate. We have made our posting specs extremely easy to read and integrate to. Radio Button 5 to delete the source. If you hit this button, a prompt displays asking you if you are sure you want to delete. If you select yes, the source deletes with all the data in the source. Please be careful with this option because if you delete your data, we may only be able to recover a portion of it, if any at all. This concludes incoming data, both vendors and sources. If you need further help entering incoming sources, please call customer service. Review additional videos about Waypoint Software at www.waypointsoftware.com.